Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram as well. Well, hello and welcome to Nottingham. I am not in Newcastle. I have not got my craft room behind me. My fabulous buttons and my pinboard. Pinboard? I can't remember what they're called. A board that you hang things on. Pegboard. Pegboard. I got there. Yes, I am at Nottingham. Today is the Saturday. It is the Saturday, the 6th of July. Happy 4th of July to all you American guys and gals over the water. I hope you all had a fabulous day. And I came to this retreat on Thursday. I drove down on Thursday, stayed over Thursday night, obviously. Yeah, drove down on Thursday, drove all the way home again, drove down on Friday. Yeah, so I came down on Thursday. I prefer to stay extra nights if I can. It just makes it a little bit easier on my body. Do you know, I'm not in my chair. I'm not in my room. I don't... Oh, that's a bit better. I hope you can hear me still, though. I'm trying not to be too loud. It is not the crack of dawn. We are not at dawn's crack. We are at 8:25 in the morning. We went for tea last night. It's the way the retreat works. We've paid for all our food within the price, which is fabulous. But it meant we didn't get it till 7 p.m. last night. That's my bedtime. And we didn't finish until at least 8:30. We were all herded to this, I was going to say dinner hall, you know, like when you're at school and you all go to the dinner hall. But we did, we all went to this room. We all sat in very big plush tables. And it was like being at a wedding. There was like 10 to a table or however many there was. And it was all like loads of glasses and cutlery and what have you. I've got this new top as well, and I'm too short for it. I should have looked to see if there was a petite, because this bit needs to be longer. No, shorter. I need a pin. Basically, I need a pin. So yes, so basically I didn't get to sleep last night until about 9:30, which is way beyond my bedtime normally. And this week's Justsewsherrie comes courtesy of Thursday night at this hotel, at that door. So does my usual gets here. It was really lovely. Lots of I got here about 2:30 in the afternoon, so I had lots of stitchy time in the afternoon, and I went to bed because that's what you do at normal bedtime. And I was woken up during the night and I didn't know what the hell was happening. Like, I had no clue. And it turned out it was the fire alarm going off and sort of woke me up from my drugged state that I'm normally in. Purely prescribed drugs, I'll have you know. Nothing dodgy, nothing illegal or untoward. I'm too old for that stuff now. Yeah, well, not going to my youth. But, so I went to the door and I opened the door, and straight across from me was a really quite handsome young fit fella in his shorts. I was like, oh, hello. Do you come here often? You shouldn't laugh, you know. But he just looked at me and went, well. And if I'd been a little bit more awake, I might have said, well, what do we do now? Kind of thing. And actually, to be fair, then this woman appeared at the door next to him with her dressing gown on. And she was like, oh. And we're all just kind of standing, gaping at each other, going, well, oh, And this lady went, it's a fire alarm. I went, yes. And the man went, well. And she said, do you think we should leave? And I was like, well, it is the fire alarm. Oh. And the young man went, well, yes, maybe we should. And I love how British we all are. We are all like, like there's a major inferno around us. Well, what shall we do? Let's just have a cup of tea and think about it. Speaking of which, I've got my hotel cup of tea. Although I did bring my own tea bags with us. Can't go anywhere without my tea bags. I know. So we all troops outside, and there's me sporting my lovely nightie. And I was telling everybody at the retreat yesterday about it, that it wasn't until I was halfway down the corridor I was thinking, oh no, I've got black pants on underneath me white nightie. It's always the pants with me. Why is it always the pants? Why does it always come back to the pants? And I thought, well, I'll never meet a nice young man with me pants showing through me nightie. So yeah, we got to the front door, and we were all then herded back in because it was a false alarm. And then in the morning when I got up, we had this lovely letter posted under our door. And what does it say? Your safety is the highest priority. If ever the fire alarm sound, therefore we always carry out a full evacuation. Black pants and all. Fortunately, this incident proved to be a false alarm. So, yes, welcome to my world. I scooped up everybody else in the hotel into my world, into my Justsewsherrie moment. So it was really funny. And I came down for my breakfast yesterday morning. I'm hunting around thinking, well, which one's the young man that I saw during the night? Gosh, I'm going to need to have a pin. Excuse me, ladies and gents. I'm going to have to find some sort of a pin. I'm at a stitching retreat. There's bound to be somebody with a pin. Okay, so let's get started. I have brought the WIPs that I've been working on. I think I might have missed some, and if so, we will get to them next week when I'm back home. I've got a new start. I do have a fully finished, but I haven't got it with me. I don't think I've got any finishes. Why do I think I have? You always think I have, don't I? And I never do. I think it's just wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Okie doke, let's start at the beginning, which Julie Andrews tells us is a very good place to start. So let me just see if I can. This is going to be the bane of my life until I get a pin. Oh, do you know what? Hold that thought, because I'm going to grab a needle and that'll at least keep it together. Hang on a second. We're good to go. We are good to go. Okay, new start. And it was my planned new start, which was on the 1st of July. So for Jolly July, Christmas in July, whatever you want to call it, I started Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I am trying to do it in sections. So I've marked it out on my pattern. And I can't remember exactly where. So I'm trying to do it in 5 months, which means that I shall be done by the 1st of December. So I think it's that, and then it goes to that. That's 2, and then 3, then 4, then 5. So hopefully that'll be my 5 months worth of stitching if I can try and keep up with it. And you know, I've got you lying on an ironing board because I didn't know that there's a big table, but I didn't want to pull it over because it was heavy. So this is my start on Christmas Rules. So it's not too bad. I've done a little bit, got a good little start there. This is a needle minder by Jess Stitching. And the linen is a mystery linen. It is just a piece of blue linen. I've got a feeling this was in a kitted project that I've got from somewhere, but I've chosen not to use it. So anyway, I'm using it for this. It's a 32 count, I believe. I haven't counted it. It seems like a 32 count to me. It's definitely not a 36. So I'm pretty sure it's 32 count. But that is Christmas rules. So hopefully I can keep up with my own little plan. And I'm stitching that with, sorry, I should have said, my little Rachel talking dog. We're stitching that together over the next, however, 5 months. Didn't I say 5 months? Okay, next WIP is, and I need to be careful, I'm not going to show you the bag because the bag is part of my gifts. I should have said, so I've got me stitching and I've got me gifts. I haven't got a giveaway this week, mainly because I forgot to bring it. I have got one earmarked, so it'll be next week. So if you want the giveaway, come back next week. Or if you want the last giveaway, which was Rachel, I'll show you at the end. But you'll have to go back to the last one. So the next one is Boo Cat by Dirty Annie's. I can't remember where I got this from. I honestly don't know, but I have done some digging and it is available from the shop that cannot be named, which starts with numbers and ends in stitch. It is available from them if you do want to buy it in the UK, because Dirty Annie's doesn't ship to the UK and I couldn't find it anywhere else, sort of on Etsy or anywhere to buy. But it's a sweet little pattern. And of course, my appropriately working thread. So I've done quite a bit on this. So this is done on 36 count Mirage by, is it Fox and Rabbit? It doesn't say on the thing. I think it's Fox and Rabbit. I could be wrong though. And I have done it. I have just picked, it's charted for Wix Dye Works, Pumpkin and Onyx. So I've just used 310 for the black. And I picked glasses, got me readers, haven't got me one-legged work glasses with us. So I just picked 900 and I think it's coming out perfect. So I've done quite a bit, because last time you saw it I was only up to here and I'd done like a little bit. So I've done a lot more of this. I've done all of the black down to here and I've started plotting in the orange. So this will stitch up fairly quickly. And I'm probably going to finish it very similar to what they've done into a cushion, because I think it looks quite canny. I love these little shoes at the bottom, man. Aren't they mint? They're fab. I love them little shoes. And as I was saying, who was I talking to yesterday? Oh, one of the ladies at my table, Susanna. And there's a lady on, I don't know if any of you watch Create and Craft in the UK version, because I think there's an American version as well. There's a lady on there that does all the sewing, and she always says, who cares how big your bum is when you've got fabulous shoes? And I'm in that train of thought, definitely. So that is that one. I need to leave that out because I'm going to show you the back. Next one is this a new start? No, I think I just started it. So this is the fourth of my 4 wee birds that I chose for my 24 in 24. So I've done autumn, I've done Halloween, I've done Christmas. I have done Christmas, haven't I? Yes, I have, because I was and ahhing about putting the present button on. So the last one I've chosen to do is winter, and these are fabulous little stitches. So this was the one, that's right, I had started, but I'd started on the white, So I was going to UFO it and restart, which I have done. So I've UFO'd, yes, Nottingham, Newcastle, I still lose my words. So I have UFO'd the white one, and it was because this little snowman wouldn't show up on the white. So I've redone it on 36 count cypress by, I think it's Fox and Rabbit as well. No, Fibre on a Whim. Fibre on. I'll show you this actually because look at my new surgeon. Isn't it fab? I think that's fab. Anyway, what I've started doing is, you know, when you cut up bits of fabric, you might get a fat quarter or whatever, and you cut it down into whatever pattern size that you're using. And I always lose what the colour is. I think I know, but my thoughts are kind of live in their own universe. So what I've started doing is just writing out little cards, and I just staple it to, and I mean, you could pin it. I mean, you could pin it, but you could put a, what do you call it, paper clip on it. But I always think just putting a little staple in it, and I always do it right at the very edge so that it's not going to mark the actual fabric. But then again, if it's, even if it's at the end, you're going to use it for either turning in for hemming or for framing, whichever way. So that's what I do, and it means I can keep track of what my little pieces of fabric are that I've cut off, bigger pieces. So Fibre on a Whim cypress, and that is as far as I've got. These are fabulous little stitches. I know I said it, did I say it last time or the time before? If you're wanting like something to do where you feel like you're being productive, these are great because they stitch up in 2 or 3 days, and they're cute, and it gets you a little win along the way. So August Quaker is my next 24 and 24. So I am doing the 12 of the, yeah, I'm doing the 12 months, and they are part of my 24 and 24. So I'm up to August, and this is as far as I am. The usual threads hanging around. So this is as far as I am. So basically I've done the other flower, I've come all the way down here, I'm just sort of working my way down. I've done the other bird, and then I've started to do this little, I think I got kind of sick of doing all these. I thought I'll come over here and do a little tree, and that'll feel like a motif that I've completed. Motif that I've completed. So that's as far as I am. And this is my Newcastle United little bumblebee. And England are playing tonight. England are playing Switzerland in the football in the quarterfinals. Come on. Come on. Let's not make it as nerve-wracking as last time, Gareth. Let's have it sewn up and in the bag, because I'm old. My heart cannot take these last-minute goals. I don't know if they've got what do you call it? Defib in the hotel. Maybe I'll have to check, just in case it all goes horribly wrong. But so that is as far as I am on August Quaker. But I've got all of July to finish it. You know what's going to happen, don't you? I'm going to do, I've got ages to do that. So I'll put it down and forget about it until the 31st of July and go, I haven't done my August Quaker. Surprise, surprise. This tea is not, it's not the same as home. Do you want to see me neck? I'm sure you don't, but look. I was sitting stitching outside yesterday, and my neck is so sore. It was glorious, obviously, as you can tell. And we are nearly at the end of this one. Jardin Privé, cat lovers. This is still not quite finished. And this is a disgrace that it's not quite finished. However, in my defence, you know, when I start defending myself, it's all going to go, or it all went Pete Tong. In my defence, I ran out of thread. But what I did do, which and I left it right till the very end. So this is as far as I am. Oh, hang on, I'm stuck to my ironing board. My needle minder is stuck to the ironing board. I never thought that one through, did I? Magnets stick to metal. So this is as far as I am. Not very far to go. So what have I done since last time? Basically, I've plotted my little Tabitha in. My little Tabitha, I was talking about her last week. I had her till she was 18, and she was a one of them, a tortoise shell. So I used, now I haven't brought it with me, but I think it was Weeks Dye Works copper that I used. And she was just me little soulmate. She was wonderful. She was one of these little cats that had attitude, which is probably why I liked her so much. And she would sort of come tip-tapping in. Okay. She just was one of those little cats. So I have finished her. I have now left to do some blue here, and then I've got, say this green here, this 733, I've got bits of that to put in, so you can see here around the side. So I've got all these sort of bits to put in. So I've got some to put around here in the inside, I've got some to put here, I've got some to put either side of this one as well, I think. And I might have a heart or two left to do. But this is as close as it's going to get without being finished. And it's purely because I ran out of the goddamn green. Although, I remember I've just seen one, maybe it was in a... So I've run out of 733. So I will get that. On my way back on Monday, I'll drive past Hobbycraft. So I'll just pop in and get the green while I'm passing and get that finished. And hopefully that'll be a finish for next week. So Tabitha's done, all of my cats are in. So we've got Scout, Jem, Sammy, Tabitha, and all my black cats. Lovely, 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 lovely. And I get quite a lot of compliments on this in the comments as well. And rightly so, because it's lovely. Not necessarily my stitching, but it's just the pattern. Jardin has done wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And once I finish that, I think I'm going to move on to, is it Flea Market Flowers, or French Market Flowers, by Laurie Holt, because it's what I call, I have different kinds of stitches, and it's what I call a flat colour stitch. And I really like that. And I know I haven't watched it for a little while, but Bridget, the museum stitcher, she has a copy of it behind her on the hearth where she films, or she did have. I've watched it for a little while, but okay, let's see what we've got now. Oh, I love this one. I mean, I always love them. I wouldn't start them if I didn't love them. Come on, Sherrie. Might need another cup of tea in a minute. Sophia Church. La Dee Da, upside down. This, I'm loving this. I am loving this. And I'm doing this on, oh, I should have said, by the way, me Cat Loves is on, I think it's a 16 count, just white Ada. And this is on one of my favourites. Wait till I rescue all the threads so I don't show you my workings out. So I've done quite a bit. So the last time you saw this, I had done sort of down here and then just a little bit of these 3, I don't even know what to call them, 3 buds. So it's just the green. And then I've started to go in and fill it in with like a little, it's like an acorny colour. But I am loving this. This is on 36 count parchment by Weeks, which says, I think it says Got base. Yeah, it's got the orange. This is going to be stunning, and it's really starting to come. I can see how it's like building up here. I can bring it closer into the. There, can you see? So it's got the other colours in here, and then there's still the bud flower colour to go on. But I'm desperately trying to get some of this done because I know if I don't do me vegetables first, I won't want to come back to them and do them. So it's like me treat. If I get these done, it's my treat to move on to the good stuff. But it's really lovely, this. Highly, highly, highly recommend. If you want a relatively small sampler, which will be done, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a very quick stitcher. Everyone, and before you say, God, you do loads, that's because I've got a shed load of time. So I'm not a very big stitcher. I'm sorry, I'm not a very fast stitcher compared to other people. But I get a lot of time, which is why it looks like I've got more progress. But I haven't really. Second last one is actually, hold that thought, I'm just going to grab a drink. Okay, I've wetted my whistle and I'm back. So, next one is the second last one, and it is another Dirty Annie's Old Salem Sanatorium. This is my word stitch, I call it. And I am doing this slightly different from the pattern in that, I've showed you before, but I'll show you again just because, do you know, I never even said welcome to everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the lovely, nice stuff. So I'm doing the outside border of this and then 1 row of the inside border, and then I was going to stitch what they've left as the negative because I didn't think the time it would take was worth the effort. I thought I could get just as good a result with a lot less stitching, basically. And for once, I was right. And this is where we are. So I have finished that. I've finished the established 1842. I've finished Old Salem, which I had finished anyway. That bloody glorious I kind of get over that I know I keep banging on about it, but look at it, man. Look at it. It's fabulous, isn't it? Fabulous. So we're just starting with a sanatorium down here. So I would imagine this will take us a couple of weeks. Just plodding away at it. And then I am going to pick up, I think it's Primrose Cottage, old apothecary sisters. Why am I thinking sisters? I don't know. That's a good point. I am getting a framed, fully finished back today. We will talk about it next week. Something's coming, isn't it? It's not, yeah. We'll talk about it next week, but yeah, I'm getting it back today. So, Old Salem Sanatorium. I'm looking forward to get this up, and it'll be finished as some sort of a flat finish. Whether that's a frame put on a board like I did with my Disturbed Women, it will be something along those lines. So that is, where's me Oh, this ironing board ain't big enough. But there's not a great deal I can do about it. I'm trying to stay really quiet because normally I'm loud. I'm loud. My laugh is loud. But I like having a loud laugh. It makes me feel like I'm laughing more. Well, I am. I don't know. Maybe, and the chances are, to some people, I will have the most irritating laugh in the world. So, it is what it is. Last whip is, of course, my Rachel bird. And this is the giveaway from last week. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning my Rachel bird, you'll have to hop over to that video. This is just beautiful. I love this. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So it's by the Artsy Housewife. And I went down a bit of a rabbit hole with the Artsy Housewife. And I got them all from Rachel, who is the Talking Dog Stitchery. Oh, found a charcoal. I think that's probably out of... I should have said actually that Old Salem is done on Crispy October, and I'm doing it with Weeks charcoal. And this is as far as I am with a pretty bird. Isn't she beautiful? So I have done, since you last saw it, I was a small way into this flower. So basically I've finished the flower almost, apart from a row of teal and a little bit more of the mustard here. And the reason I've left it is because I'll wait until I've got to do a bit more in those colours so that I can come back, fill those few stitches in, then carry on, rather than getting out a new thread, doing those stitches and then putting half a thread somewhere. So that's why I always leave, if there's a little few stitches left to do, then I'll usually leave it. And then I've started coming around. I had done all of this to the top, or I'd done top down I should say, so I've just started to come around this bit. So I'm gonna, again, I need to do vegetables first with this one. Normally I would have started with this bit, but I didn't have the colour, so I got cracking with the bit of the ones with the colours that I did have. And now I'm having to backtrack and do the vegetables, which is never fun. It'll look beautiful though, and I'm starting to come to these little buds. Berries, I think they're probably a berry, maybe. And then this beautiful bird. And I am not touching the bird until I finish my vegetables, because that bird is going to be glorious to stitch. I love this. Absolutely love this. And the colours are much deeper in that. If I bring it, that's not bad. It's not a bad representation of the colours. Oh no, I thought I'd lost me magnet off my needle minder, but I haven't. And they, guys, are all of the stitching. I may have more, but that's all the stitching. I should say that's all the stitching I brought with me. So on to gifts, on to gifts, on to gifts. This is going to be a quickie today. I was meant to be swimming with the turtle this morning, because there's a pool here. It's not just randomly, let's go and find a body of water. Although, to be fair, I have done that as well. But I don't think I'm going to have time this morning to swim. I haven't even had my breakfast. I didn't wake up till 7 o'clock. What's that all about? That's not like me. So, gifts. First gifts that I bought myself yesterday. Look at this. Look at this. The bumblebees. And this is from Cross Stitch Jess on Instagram. She did me one for my birthday, for my 50th, which houses my birthday stitch. appropriately. And she wasn't going to do them to sell them, but I think she got asked so much that now she's going to sell them. So it's beautiful inside. This has now got my boo cat in it. So isn't it gorgeous? And just this asymmetrical zip gives it something a little bit different. Love it. Love it. So I'll put her down below. But definitely go and check her out because she's selling them through Instagram. And I also got this one from her. Look at that. I love this. I do love this. I think particularly if you are either a man who cross stitches or Scottish, because obviously it's a plaid. Or if you're doing a stitch for a man, like what would you call it? A genetically, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. If you're doing a stitch that might be construed as a male type stitch. Because all stitching can be done by anybody, doesn't matter what sex you are. And that's why I was trying to say, like, historical male. And yeah. And I got a third one off that because I just couldn't resist. And I love this. This is like a ditzy birdie. And then inside. Oh, can't really say, there you go. I've got my, I'll show you in a minute because I'm going to talk about it. I've got my Halo Go, and I'm sitting in front of the window, so to try and get some sort of light, but it's blowing out colours a little bit. So yeah, this is one of Jess's unique bags. So let me show you. I can't remember. You see, this is how bloody unique it is. There was something wrong with... She's a perfectionist, is our Jess. And there was something wrong with one of the stitching inside. I don't know if it was because of that. That she sells them a bit cheaper. And she calls them her unique bags. So I got one of those yesterday. Other gifts, I brought a couple with us because they were easy enough to carry. Can I just say, it appears I'm a cross-stitch slut. I will go with anybody that can source the goods for me. Because after all of my banging on and swearing, I will never order, ever, from that place that cannot be named again. They had what I wanted, so I did. To be fair, they did refund my money in the end, and it was all relatively civilised in the finish. But I still feel really bad. I was like, yeah, I'm never ordering from them, ever again. Until I saw that they had this and I needed it. So it was the Halloween, the cross stitch. Who's it by? Just cross stitch. And I discovered yesterday, I was chatting to some of the ladies. I will show you because there's a double page spread, isn't there, with all of them on somewhere, if I can find them. Where the hell is it? I should have looked this up before. If I find it. There's definitely a double page spread with it on somewhere. But anyway, I was talking to a lady yesterday. And you can get this on Readly. So if you're an app kind of girl or guy, you can access this on Readly. Now, I was talking to her and she was saying it is a £12.99, that's UK pounds, a month for the Readly app. But in that you get like almost unlimited magazines, not just cross stitch, anything like really that you want. So if that's you, then you can always check out Readly. But I'm a paper girl, so I got the book. And because obviously I wanted that, I thought, well, it would be a shame to just order that, wouldn't it, surely? And I had been over this. So this is Christmas Spool Tree by somebody. Sue Hillis Designs. I love this. And you do actually get, carefully not to show you the pattern. You do get the beads, not the beads, the buttons. The buttons do come with it as well. So Sue Hillis. I got this one, which is Sue Hillis as well. Study in Blue. A nice one on the back as well. You don't get this pattern in, but I'm just showing you. This is a Broderie à Paris. So I like that. Rosewood Manor. Love this. I love this. And this is going to be wonderful with a variegated over dye. I suspect a sulky I will do. Can you remember when I did the reading, writing, stitching for Sally Flossie Sews and Grows and So Me Sarah for their Fun for 50 24 sal? Anyway, I did one of theirs in that sulky. It was like a coppery brownie colour, because I looked at that for doing me tortoiseshell cat. So I don't know if you can remember that, but I think something like a sulky like that, I think it would be gorgeous. So this is called Rosewood Hearts. It's not by Rosewood Manor at all. It's by the Calico Confectionery. It's because it's called Rosewood Hearts. I'm so sorry. There's me leading you right down the garden path to somebody else's garden entirely. Dear me. Right, what else did I get? Teresa. Oh, Teresa, look at that. Honeybee Needle Book by Teresa Cogat. I love a needle book. I've got loads to stitch. I've never actually done any, but I love the look of them. And the Biscornus. Biscornu? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Tell me. Isn't this lush? I love the dark with the pale. And this is typical Teresa. This is, what would you call it? Classic Teresa Cogat. And this was 2023. Yeah, both 2023. And the last gift I got myself was this. So similar to what I'm stitching Old Salem on. And this is Tempest. It's 40 count by Primitive Hair. This is going to stitch up some fantastic Halloween pieces. And I've said before, and I'll say again, because I can stitch on higher counts, it makes it a little bit cheaper. So I've got it's not quite a fat quarter, I don't think, but I should get quite a few out of it because it's 40 count. That is that. Right. What do we do next? Oh, I know. I was going to tell you. So the retreat I'm at is It's called Sweary Stitches Retreat. I don't even know why they called it Scary Stitches. I think it should be Scary Stitches. If I'm here, you know, kind of, there we are, Scary Stitches. So Sweary Stitches, and it is named with the anagram ARSE, which stands for, don't think I'm swearing at you because I'm not, a really spooky event. And apparently the staff who work here, because they like hire out lots of conference rooms here in the place. I'm at a place called Eastwood Hall in Nottingham, which is glorious, actually, really lovely. And the rooms are really nice, you can see. And they hire out the conference suites. So the staff have been taking bets on what ARSE stood for, because it was like A.R.S. So they knew it wasn't just the word ARSE. It actually stood for something, and they thought it was going to be, what was it? I can't remember what they said it was going to be. A really something event. Can't remember. But yeah, it's fabulous, and the hotel is wonderful. Really, really lovely. No complaints for the hotel. I do have a little complaint. The accessible rooms, of which they gave me one, is at the far end of the building. Anyone spot what the moment in that? Why you would put accessible rooms at the very, very furthest room on the corridor? Bearing in mind you've got to walk quite a way to get to the bedrooms as well anyway. So I ended up going back to reception and saying, can you get me one closer? Because that's going to kill me. So yeah, that was my only complaint. And yes, they did find me a new room, and everything worked out wonderfully in the end. So I'm a little bit closer than I was. I couldn't get any further away, I don't think. So this is where I am. Now, what I am going to do today. Now, I was talking to a lady called Karen on Instagram who was asking me about the power bank that I got. I got this Anker power bank a couple of weeks ago. My daughter, who leads a very boho life, has used lots of power packs and banks, or whatever you call them, because she lives on the road, and she did for 1 or 2 years. She sort of lived in a van and just went from festival to festival, working. Worked most of them and then enjoyed a few along the way. Work hard, play hard is the festival goers scene. So a lady called Karen said, which was the power bank that your daughter recommended? And I said, well, it's Anker, but if you hang fire, because what I'm going to do is test it. So I have fully charged this. I have also got my Halo Go. Sorry, I'm trying to. And I would, if you want a mobile light, this I would highly recommend. They're relatively pricey. Although I got this from flipping Hobbycraft and they charge like £20 extra than everywhere else. I think you can get them for about £50. So they're not cheap, I don't think, in my opinion anyway. They're not cheap. And they've got the magnifier. And they've even got a little super duper magnifier in there. And they go all over. And this twists that way as well. So it's really good mobile. You should be able to get it in quite a good position. So I would definitely recommend these if you're in the market and you can afford a good one. I would definitely recommend these. That sounds really patronising. I recommend if you're after a good one. That's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say was, if you're happy to spend that sort of money, is what I meant. Then I would definitely recommend that, because you do get some good ones that are cheaper. So, sorry, I shouldn't have said that at all. Paddle back, Sherrie, paddle back, because that's not what I meant. I am going to charge this up completely, and I am going to take it and put it on my table today and see how long it lasts. And I will report back next week as to the performance of these, because I can get about 3 hours out of me Halo Go once it's fully charged, about 2.5 to 3 hours. So I'm curious to see what I get out of it with this power bank. So I will fully charge this though, and we will see how it goes. Forward plans. Oh, I had my light on. I was using it as a light. Funny enough, because that's what it is. Forward plans. I would like to finish Boo Cat. I would like to... Have I got any new starts coming up? I do have a new start coming up, but it's not till the end of July, so I'll talk about it probably next week. I am getting those framed pieces back from Lisa, Atelier Frames, so I'll be able to show you them very quickly, because nothing to do with Lisa, but my stitching. We'll talk about it next week. And what else? August Quaker. I need to keep going with that. Don't sort of say, yeah, I've got months, because I'll forget it. And what else? I want to not measure up, but I want to have gently looked at patterns for these, and actually, funnily enough, it's a couple of primitive hair that I've identified that I might use for them. That's the thing with these ones. No, this one's not too bad, but I got the it was like a pale parchmenty type colour, and it stinks of smoke. It's obviously being burned in some way, but it stinks. So I've got a feeling that's the turtle wanting to swim. We'll see. In fact, hang on a second, I'm going to check. Yes, it was the turtle looking for me. I think she's just concerned where the hell I am, because I'm normally up and about by 6 a.m. I'm never the last one in the stitching room, but I'm usually the first one, or one of the first ones, so this is unusual. So I'm going to have to love you and leave you, because my turtle is looking for me. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. I intend to, because Saturday is usually the first day of a retreat, but weirdly it feels like the second, because we met up yesterday on the Friday. So lots and lots of laughs happen at retreats, or they do when I'm around anyway. As you know, I love laughing, and I think laughter really is medicine for the soul. It really is. So with that in mind, today's final thought is, be the reason someone smiles today. Go and enjoy it. Bye, guys.